the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Abusafo ene Omanhene Kwabena Asante Atenase. Ene only the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Chamber of Mines. Eye Ken Ashigbe ena edutwe enkomo yi. Na in fact Ken Ashigbe ena just ene odena bufu eko John Dramani Mahama so say e ban the fight against galamsey party John Dramani Mahama wa faili Oman no poto. Wo ye campaign wo ka kire Oman say wo ba wo de ye faso e de solve galamsey no. Na ene ukonya akwanya na oni media no edi nkita ho a na omu bisa a question regarding the fight against illegal mining eye galamsey no a wo ka kire Oman ni nyina say eye declaring of state of emergency no eye the last option ema Oman no, meaning say wonya wadwe say wo solve anasa wo fight illegal mining. Na Ken Ashigbe a wono oye the chief executive officer of the Ghana Chamber of Mines ene empo Omanhene e stop ni ba bia kra and stop it and wo kan say no kre John Dramani Mahama is beating around. Ade na ni mu da ho say declare state of emergency na yen fan solve eye galamsey no na galamsey say yensu say Cali Bishops Conference e democrat asa ba bonten for the last time a mo ka che John Dramani Mahama said on declare state of emergency no na Ken Ashigbe ka che John Dramani Mahama pain e ka che ne say ye ba ne say o feli Oman no in the fight against galamsey party a na kire say ne members wo NDC mu ene hyehyɛ kire enti ene on pese obe fight eye galamsey no na ye wahanso ena yamin a wono oye national organizer for the NDC amanyoko no e ba bonte be kan say John Dramani Mahama every draw task force e wo galamsey site nyina ade anche ana mpampa oyi wo mu nyina including IGP task force. In fact enne Ken Ashigbe e kan sempa na de e kire Omanhene yenti ne nsema okan
pa wa hanum say na yenkomo no a ye di no ye hu say o hyase enye ne and you've been consistent. And they must have Mamma must be him say, Moshe Anamontua, any anu yi in coma ecosna. I said, ye, galamsey no, yeah, a jemukakra. A diana Emma mo casa in coma mobui.
No, me that's the papa. A young way, a talk as a ye. Those Ghana coalition media for Mudimu na multimedia. Una moya and the public. And to say that more media force that on how we are higher money, more so one. If in 2016 I charge so you could because you into me into it. Last year no OSHA 60-man water treatment plant no. And she do it do 14,000 NPUs. And I yenya I assisted the idea for a say, yes, you stay quiet. Na, point ya, na, after election also, yeah, for so, yeah. So for 2019, you know, and Nsem-Pii, any other presidential candidate almost signed a pact with the coalition in Utah. I said, here, Prenatal water treatment plant, almost. Insured Potoyam, it do 32,000 MPs.
Wow.
Now 14,000 MPs, Frana, Yakumi 2 I who say, no matter and the 32,000 MPs, no, they just Okuna Yakum, and no, maybe for ye, dear. It did also as good ye. I speak to me, yes, and I can't want it. And no, Tina Ghana coalition against galamsey, but Nsem-Pii a year. They meet the press, no, they can't say. Nsem-Pii said, state of emergency, and many more there. Then you feel that 32,000 MPs. I approved 14,000 MPs. And say, I said, state of emergency, last year, and then this year, so here, this year, I can Bonfa water treatment plant. They close to there's a feeling. Penyakona to Yatum. Chebi water treatment plant, you so because of insurance portrait. The mention there, Judea, Namos, Omako, Ontano, Ometumia, Phobia, almost almost galamsey. But I didn't course, you know, the built a constitution now. They are external, normal, state of emergency, Lebanon. So I know what they are. And I know what they are. I don't think they answer Nsem-Pii. So, because the last resort in the year, you know, I do say, It's a youngster. Obey declare state of emergency. Now, a Bama on one casano. To me, be obey to me, I know maybe. The bit is excavator, I see. He says, I always go to the excavator. Who sees me as all court and son away to me, I for 50 armor to the state. Now, son will be able to make the Hujuma. Yeah, yes, you is what after I see me coaching and be away. But you are declared state of emergency. I was you listen to be other corner. You bet me actual. You inquire any minimum on my Penikai 9. Forest reserves have been sent to me in Komodo. They say it took combat over 40 forest reserves for a while. Yeah, impact here. Galamsey for the Eba. Interior feels a year state of emergency nearby. Now, the end of the day is a Ghana coalition, Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference. Open Chairman PDM said, Afi, no more so much say their Mampeni responses, no con. Any state they are normally in. Now, Bishops Conference over 20 constituencies across dioceses across the country. Only normal A2 of them. Now, we know Catholic Bishops Conference, Akatan, immediately, no. Yafa lady, I assure ma ewo Catholic, assure more Ghana. Almost about the Omocrat in support of that. Into me, Mampini, so to me, was there. I be a young media coalition and young Ghana coalition, Teneka. I saw in this one party, Kapa. No one Kapa or New Year or a Pambia or the fire. Into a branch saying, Yana, now you to me, a two son of my ass. And no one I am with us beyond normally actually, a big handsome campaign, over my mouth. What my timeline say at this particular time, you're paying way, because you possess it. I contact mining case you said therefore. Yeah, Attorney General can say, you could Professor Trimbo Boating reporting for form, non conforming so Bobodi. Your petition, Mampini about Incrophobia or more galamsey BBT said, I went Nsem-Pii no my young teacher. Okay, important says, I know man, you're being a regular update. Now, so another thing I can say, okay, for 10 BM1 district, Piano, municipality, Piano. DC is the MCs, no, one of the chairpersons of the Master of the District Security Committee. And they almost mining committees, no, so chairperson. Inti Mampin Kasa Ama almost KPI, the protocol KPI, key performance indicators. Adia Yesha Uyu Wijuma. Bako Aya Galamsey. Inti Sanko, almost sample him, na Galamsey, also, and yet a quiet number, and yet you a chrono who could be able to say Dunko, say, Ujina bridge, and also Dunko thing, Saman for Chanfans, I won't see no man. Almost when the Oko Pristia, Oko over from Tapa to Obuate and Yamfu, quite a shot. A quite now into DC is empty to war, and then on the Cassette or a human way. In theater, yeah, the senator or Mampini you immediately because we are incompetent. Now, our investigators to I may be almost
okay, so Engineer, may say thank you for this, but the issue continues to be the same. A free Professor Mills late Nyame Fani Krensi to Nana Addo Akufo-Addo to John Dramani Mahama, all these excellencies. The approach, if not the same, they've always been the same. The results, if not the same, in fact, they are getting worse, as you have said this morning. Adiane say young Kasani MPC Ebeku, Yenya Yadwini. If we say I said it, you said it, a lot of people said it that during the time of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's Excellency, clearly, 99% of the people who were involved in that illegality, they were pure MPP people. In fact, the NDC administration by Miniminia Philippo Sebunsu, ya probo copy various sites are nipa na omudi jumano purely known NDC people a omuni ye twamfo nyini kra ka kire say yanko kankire mampanyi anaye payemfanko Hague onnyai no enne enyai no echina. So that is where when we beat round and round and round and round, the ultimate intimate kwa mampenyin kwa. Enipa kurana mampenye jidie womu assign omu se omu nyina na nemu na omu hwe se prepare obey adwuma no, they get compromised along the line. In fact, wase kropon myself and Obi, we witnessed tax force ye share one say won ko gina Ghana nemu na omo hwe se sa former goody ayetu ayentu ni kwazo no be braso no, they were part of that process na one ekokoatia no. So we are not being truthful to ourselves. Itebema ekono ayedin because in terms of releases udimu tintimai engineer Kenneth Achigbe udimu tintimai cheze waka from time immemorial. What citing issues about nipa kura yedi omako jina ekwenima ase yenhu yenimu ye yedi asumesi ko akonta yenhu anim ye yedi MPW akojina yenhu anim ye. It is like a deceitful campaign, for lack of a better word, and with all respect to you. Ana yenyina no ye play to ourselves. Because clearly we can't help ourselves again. We are throwing our hands in despair. And rather yahweta kwa ejomdie siye and rather champagne sisi eye nsuo so anope kra de wasa abo educate me listeners any viewers say kane na kufu adope so na say nsuo na ho odin baby na ase akodu no yemfa no say na ye 14,000 enei musu ahunu abekire mu say mus esako 32 or over 30,000, which means that if your bribia in that state of emergency declaration, it should be now and not tomorrow. But can we do it? Is that the solution? Why are we reluctant to solve the problems? Why?
Well, the problem is that I will ask the work assembly. I say the firefighters are the extremists. For now, you have to say, "Omumbo, ijano ho by no man kasa na kaya soja." You are supposed to. They are politically, exposed persons involved in this particular fight. One of the things I would give to this current government, the current government, the president, he's made a few powerful utterances. His minister of land, is fighting the state. But the system is fighting against them. And that's why, for me, it's important to His Excellency and also your executive president too. Mm-hmm. And I agree with people like Honorable Sam George when they talk about the only person who can resolve this thing who is the president. It is true. It is the president. He has all power. Your constitution, your president, or your bidia, or your Omanhene, or your Omanhene, or your Nsem-Pii, and that's our evidence. So if he wants to act, he would act. Unfortunately, there are people within the government. But unfortunately for me, this time there's not only just the people in the NDC. They are combining their powers with the MPP in this thing that they are doing, and they actually are perpetuating it on the ground. In see, what all of us, we all need to come in support of the president and show him that we are in support in resolving this particular issue. Some of the things that are being done are working, but we need a concerted effort. And this is a state of emergency, is important. And looking at the president in Kofua, within Omakata Party, within the opposition party, we should be insisting that something should be done, and should be done very transparently. Some of the things from which we need a quick action to make sure all of that is going to be done. And so I say all of us need to come to the party. And I agree with you. It's okay. Catholic Bishops Conference, they talk to Omankasa, Omonko, Yang, as far as Omankasa, Yang, you're picking for me, we need to repent out of these things. But in as much as we do that, we also need to get the state to act, especially His Excellency the President. Yes, some of the things are working, but they are not as effective because they are effective. For example, water treatment plant. What in the other almost central region, almost galamsey. Amount for the galamsey, almost eastern region. No matter in Siono, not if you're winning Siono. Well, it is important. The other measures I had about the 9 months. I say yes, you more musica, what the Bayes are examined. And so the bit is you're very responsible mining. Honestly, important. I see even as the Ghana Chamber of Mines, a idea support a input media abwa. Minerals Commission, Enia Wamba, and it's also going trying to help to the issues to be able to fight it. But we need a concerted effort. And at this stage, and this is one of the things I keep telling people. If you want to make this thing partisan, and just one can also know my what can over the period we have seen it. Until we all need to come together as a country, as a nation, to say that the empire man because because of the kind of it's not as if they even belong to any political party.
Exactly.
It's important. Because it's also to South America, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil. Become an organized crime. And in South America, Miami in the state. And they are doing things, moving rebels, as a country, Ghana, because already the national security implications are in some of the places now, the and say get from the national security angle. And not to require because we share that constitution at 39 the issue of national security and the safety of the state, and you're one of the elements for a state of emergency. And nothing I just think as citizens, we are very live things. It's a thing. We share Ghana water here. In Shona almost a trade. First, almost an example of one now. Nobody used to 10 buckets a week. Nobody 50. Now I say about 10 buckets nobody a day. I say nobody had 40 buckets a day. Almost a 3 years man. Almost one. A drone of used to the other, and a draw almost pretty wastewater. I don't want to see in your mind. One of the which me try and say, is that in Goya, so you show my use me. One of the effect on us. And one thing I also press release, yes, Ghana water, Mampinion Countryman Ghana water, I mean water sanitation, community water sanitation. Also, I'm sure I say, the levels of heavy metal at the minimum below the minimum threshold that WHO are allowed. Maybe I didn't to know but
all right. All right, engineer, that's but menu we crack Minim say Catholic Bishop Conference penny panso Omano original so OTB. But the point is that share the posture of our politicians when they are in opposition and then when they have power across board. Sometimes it's difficult to understand them because they say abamun call for more culture say for dance here say the situation is getting worse, bruh. It's heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking, very disappointing because at a point, Obiabe rallied behind the National Democratic Congress for many, many good reasons. Amongst them was their quest to end it entirely or minimize it, the issue about illegal mining. But today, the power is with them. All manner of excuses, order of the day. That is the challenge, Irakanachibi. That continues to be the challenge.
It is a challenge, but you see, the thing about this is that we share a constitution where sovereignty resides with the people. So what we need to do, as the sovereignty relying with the people, is to also demonstrate that. Meaning, say on the 23rd, I think they are planning a vigil, and then there will also be a protest march. It's one of them. Catholic Church last year. It's bishops and archbishops all across the country, the 20 dioceses of Ghana. October, it's almost a year since we did that. Yes, there are various people from MPP, NPD joined us. It is time again to hit the street in prayer. So the young as human beings, we are there, they threat young couples to say, oh boy, you're mobile. Among form galamsey, especially as the politicians, because some more active or more active young coupons and mandate. I would be asking the president of the Catholic Bishops Conference all the bishops say, I think the time is back again. We need in this month of October, we need to embark on this prayer walk that we did last year.
I see.
To be able to also look unto God and say, or intervening, and then we ourselves will also march, present a petition to all His Excellency the President, and then all your friends and regional ministers in all the 20 dioceses of the country. Then other religious bodies, Catholic, your friend is a Christian Council, Pentecostals, for the chief imam. All of us should also join. At this stage, what it is that we are doing is that we need to join forces and support His Excellency the President.
Thank you.
So when the people are throwing about the numbers, 4 million people are in it, over 20 million people don't have water to drink. Oko peasant farmers now, in Ashanti region alone, almost 1 million people have lost their farms.
Engineer
So
Mamenasi.
we need to demonstrate. Say,
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
numbers not move through around.
Engineer Medasi.